So, I have a prediction for the next episode.
Okay.
I think Wilson is going to build a super collider so that he can go to a different universe to try and find a Vanessa that's alive. And that's how we get Spider-Man into Daredevil.
All kidding aside, I am terrified of what Fisk is going to do. But before we get there, let's talk about the opening of this episode, because I think that might be one of the best cold opens the show has ever done.
Let's talk about Tony.
Tony, and then going to the diner to get the milkshake.
Oh my god. They were like like last week when we did all those reviews like right in a row, like one of the most hardcore things they did was like he whipped a rebar like through a guy's eye. Now Bullseye is just pin cushioning people with knives, and they're not holding back on showing that shit. That one scene where everything's done and he walks up to that dude that's holding the dog that's like eating the food, and that AF member has that steak knife like halfway through his throat and it's just pissing blood on the floor.
I think this is what they were talking about back when they were doing press for season 1. This is the more violent.
This is the more violent, but they point blank said that season 1 was more violent, which was a fucking lie. Because I repeat, for the 500th time, Kingpin decapitated a guy with a fucking car door. But this, if they would have said that specifically for season 2, would have believed you. But yeah, man, this is the most action-heavy episode they've done the whole series.
Oh, easily.
Yeah, man, like Poindexter staking out, staying in that apartment as Tony, going to the church that Matt grew up in, which I doubt that he knows that's who that is. But keeping those coins around for his penance. To get the anti-vigilante task force there, he prank calls that the Punisher is at the fucking diner.
I love that.
Oh my god, he's got a gun. That fucking delivery was awesome.
I love how that was just like the easiest bait to get them over there.
It totally was. Oh god. Oh my god, he's got a gun. Sir, please don't move. We're on our way.
Can't believe they fell for that.
Wilson, man, Bethel needs to have more. I don't know what, but this dude needs to get bigger roles.
Like he is so good in this.
He's so good. Oh my gosh, the straight-lacedness of how he plays this stuff is just unbelievable. He's so good. He might be my favorite character in the Born Again series. If like the series, it might be him. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. He's so good.
Yeah, he brings like so much charisma to a role that is not even really easy, because he's kind of insane, but he's kind of also just an expert marksman.
Yeah, this is the most like keeping the crazy caged version of Bullseye that we've seen in a while, because normally he's abnormally unhinged. If anyone's read a decent run of Daredevil comics, the dude doesn't keep it in, and now he's, for the most part, other than when he's killing people, stayed rather out-facingly calm.
Yeah.
And he is now trying to repay Matt by killing by killing Vanessa because Vanessa made him kill Foggy.
See, that is not the thinking of a rational man. But at the same time, you also understand, like, you understand his logic, even though the logic makes no sense.
If we're gonna weigh the scales here, to a degree it does make sense.
Sure.
And if we're going to be honest, on the scales of good person versus bad person, how shitty of a person Vanessa is outweighs how unbelievably good of a person Foggy was.
Yeah.
So, we're going to be honest here. In his own mind, he's saying, I'm going to kill Vanessa because it's going to make it up to you. He was going to kill Vanessa anyway. Like,
yeah, exactly.
But he's like, no, I'm actually doing this for a good reason. I have a good reason for why I want to do this. I'm still going to do it, but I mean it when I say that I'm killing her for you. But I'm going to kill her whether you tell me not to or not. I do appreciate that when Swordsman, he's trying to tell him, he's like, we need more people like you. He's like, you don't need crap like me. You're not a hero anymore, dude. You're an actual symbol of, like, people that are being treated like trash. And also, here's multiple millions of dollars if you ever have any trouble. Here's an account. It'll clear. Trust me. Anything you need, take it out of there. Way to be on the run, but don't worry. If you need money, here's multiple millions of dollars.
I hope that's not the last time we see him, because I need more Tony Dalton in this show.
As do I, but, like, I have a feeling if we do see him, you're not seeing him until season 3. And even if we do, it will not be much, because it's going to start becoming very crowded to where he's going to be on the low end of the stick of people you want to see.
Fair. Especially if those set photo leaks are real, and
you're going to have the entire Defenders in fucking season 3 of Daredevil.
Yep.
So, on the scale of screen time, Swordsman, the Defenders.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Yeah. And quite possibly Frank Castle after he's done doing his Spider-Man stuff.
That'd be nice.
Because I don't know what time frame that's all going to be. But, yeah. Love how you and me bitched and complained that we really wanted Mr. Charles back, and we got him for roughly 20 fucking seconds.
And yet, it's still one of his best scenes.
He's literally in the show just to annoy Wilson Fisk. He has done legitimately nothing in the show except annoy Fisk.
And honestly, I'm okay with that.
Just like, we're gonna hear about his plot point. Oh man, you shot him. Like, why'd you do that? They literally just called Matthew Lillard, hey, how would you feel about annoying Vincent D'Onofrio on screen while getting paid a lot? He's like, what's my plot line? I just told you, you're going to annoy Vincent D'Onofrio on screen and get paid a lot. Oh yeah, you might be an FBI guy, that too, but you're just going to be in there to make Vincent D'Onofrio upset on screen. He's like, alright, sign the check, I'll be in, Marvel. You're not going to give me anything else. I'm going to tell you, man, they're going to have to start being a little bit more clear if Matt has the sonar sense as good as it is, because oh boy, are they starting to pull the we're forgetting Matt's blind card quite a lot more in this episode.
Yeah, I'm noticing it a lot more now. Even in just like the most subtle things that he's doing, the writers almost seem like, you know what, like they're kind of leaning a little bit too much into the, you know what, these are comic book adaptations. We can bend the rules.
But here's the point. They're also doing that and not doing that. Because there'll be full-on scenes where he's talking with someone and he doesn't know where the fuck they are. This is a guy with super hearing. Is looking the wrong direction, not knowing where people are, to people that know he's not blind. And then in the next scene, he'll be out of his way picking stuff up without feeling for it on the first try. We need to find a balance here.
Yeah.
Because we need to remember, he basically works off sonar. It's how his vision works. And he's not clanging nothing off nothing. And you're just like, yeah, well, that was the plate that broke. That was right there. I'm just like, come on, guys. What are we doing? But besides that, I did love how they had him go undercover as anti-vigilante task force member to the diner. And he's just bitching out cops to leave because he wants to investigate.
Only thing that annoyed me was, obviously he's in disguise, but he goes into the church. The first thing I say is, take your helmet off. You're in a sacred place.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I'm like, bro, you are too Catholic to have that helmet on right now. Of all things that are going on. Now, I think I understand it because he doesn't want to be identified as Matt Murdock.
Sure, I get that.
But part of me was like, man, what are we weighing more? The supreme level of Catholic that's in you or trying to not get spotted? Because, man, you're in here praying and not taking that damn helmet off. But it is what it is. So we got multiple awesome Daredevil scenes in here, and then we also got the great Daredevil scene with Poindexter in his apartment, and the calm but crazy delivery of he's like, you don't understand. I'm helping you. I'm doing a good thing. No, you're not. And he's like, your friend. So he obviously knows he knows that's Matt. So that proves to me that he's a fucking dickhead when he threw the knife in the room that said you're welcome that wasn't in Braille.
Oh yeah. No, he knows. He knows.
He's like, no, your friend. I know it. Like, I'm gonna help you out. He's like, Fisk, don't make him a martyr. He's like, no, trust me. It's not that. I'm gonna kill. It's because it's for your friend. I'm gonna get him. And I don't know if Matt knows that it wasn't Wilson that made the contract to kill Foggy, that it was Vanessa. And I think Matt the entire time thinks he was trying to kill Fisk.
Oh.
Because he did try to kill Fisk at the charity ball thingerjobber.
Mm-hmm.
But realistically, he's going after Vanessa. And I don't think Matt knows
that's
that.
interesting.
I don't think Matt knows that. I think he's basing his entire thing off of the fact that he had the opportunity to kill Fisk at that thing and then took it. So that's Matt thinking, oh, he's trying to kill Wilson. When realistically, he's trying to kill Vanessa and Matt has no idea. I'm not saying Matt would be any less plussed about him not wanting to kill Vanessa for the reasons of it making Kingpin go feral. But, yeah, I just think that's an interesting detail that there's a slight miscommunication and Poindexter's too fucking nuts to be like, no, I'm not trying to kill Wilson. I'm not going after him. And, of course, Daredevil going Fisk won't say Wilson Fisk because he only says Fisk is Fisk. They're not communicating which Fisk they're talking about. But, yeah.
That is such a CW-ism of...
This is one of the few times where I'm going to let it go. Because they're talking to each other as Fisk. And they both know who that person is. But there is a fine line that we just, like we just mentioned, where he thinks he's trying to kill Kingpin because he tried to kill him at that diner, and Matt does not know that Vanessa's the one that made the contract.
Right.
Because here's the thing, and this is the same thing that that somehow didn't become apparent to me until like a month ago with Resident Evil. The character Albert Wesker. He is either ever referred to as Wesker or Albert Wesker. He is never referred to as Albert.
Huh.
Bordering on the same thing happens with Fisk. He is either referred to as Fisk, Kingpin, or Wilson Fisk. He is never referred to as Wilson.
Yeah, now you think about it.
So, the cross-contamination of problem with names is bound to happen when no one ever calls him Wilson.
Yeah, good point.
It's one of those things where they can become so prominent in the way that their names are said that it just fucks with things. But, yeah, and then this freaking fight happens.
The editing that happens between the fight and the stuff that Buck is involved with. By the way, I don't know if this is a hot take, but as much as I enjoyed Wesley in season 1, Buck should have really been his like right-hand man from the very start, because it feels like they've known each other for like forever.
It does. And I feel like he's just being, not Buck, the other guy's just being kept around now for the moment when he eventually fucks up and dies.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like he's the Superboy, like I have to take my hat off 15 times and adjust, and brah brah go Fisk, I got the diamond mold and blah 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 and brah. Like they're both different versions of right-hand men. They're just, he trusts Buck to take care of certain situations because they're right-hand men that both cannot do the task that the other one's doing.
Oh yeah.
They're very much both needed. So there is a fine line to where they've made it at least apparent that it's not like one of them could do both parts. Buck could not do any of that what's-a-who's it, detailing, following around, getting into leads and stuff like that. No, he's there meant to make leads go away, and that's it.
Yeah, he's the cleanup crew.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically.
Yeah, man. This fight was brutal as shit. And the entire, man, they are just, is there a phobia of being stabbed? Because like I have to feel that they would have to start putting it as a warning for every episode that he's in now, because oh boy, they are not afraid to show just how bad it is now, with just how much he is just punking fools.
Yeah, seriously.
And the fact that now Matt Murdock has saved Wilson Fisk. Daredevil has saved Bullseye from Wilson Fisk. And I do like how they get him saving and thinking he saved Vanessa, and it clips back to the glass shard in her head. To where realistically the glass shard's in her head because of Fisk.
Oh.
Because it would have been a blunt object. Sure, it had pointy bits in it, but it became 1,000 times more dangerous after Fisk busted it on the way over to her.
Yeah.
So I hope part of that makes him go insane on top of the other things. But yeah, this was a hell of an episode.
Oh yeah. They pushed the Vanessa button. You don't push the Vanessa button.
You don't, and it'll be interesting to see where they go from there, because like, we're halfway through and Jessica's in this season. We haven't seen her yet.
I have a feeling she'll show up in, if not the next episode, then definitely the one after.
It could be. But, yeah. Be interesting to see how this goes. See how they all handle that. Yeah, this was really good. This whole episode was really good. The one thing we didn't talk about, they had the first mate testify, and he said the person that snuck on the ship was Daredevil. So unless he has someone parading around as Daredevil, or he's literally that scared to go against Fisk, that's weird.
That is weird.
Because he should have been dead 4 times. So, because Fisk killed the other guy that was there. Fisk tried to blow up the ship to kill him there. I'm not getting the, oh boy, I better lie. And then this will go out and maybe Fisk will say, no, Fisk is going to kill you anyway.
Yeah, no matter what, he's dead if Fisk finds him. Period.
Period. Yeah. Not even if he says anything. He could have said nothing to Deborah and to
Karen.
He's still dead. He could have never even talked to her. He could have not even been in the same building as her. He's still dead. So something has to be up for why he said Daredevil and not Fisk.
I don't really get that.
I don't either. Because they shut the recorder immediately after that and they're just like, wow, that's fucked. I'm like, I don't know. But I guess we'll see. Because I don't know what the fuck you're doing with that. That's an interesting little twist of the knife that I didn't see coming. But, yeah, do you got anything else?
One last quick thing. White Tiger. It's cool that that pretty much all she needed to carry out this little mission is get Daredevil's approval.
Mm-hmm.
He basically he just said, like, "Are you ready? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Then you can do this."
For you? Like, yeah, and this goes off. It's like, okay, just be careful. And the transition with the chip throughout all that was really fucking slick too.
Oh, yeah.
The old sand disc. God. Yeah. I'll be waiting. Unfortunately, you and me are going to have to double up episodes the week after next.
Oh, because you'll be out of town?
I'll be on vacation. So we'll be a little bit out of sorts. We'll be 2 episodes behind, and after that, we're going to be good for the rest of the show. So there won't be any other hiccups other than that. If we don't got anything else, Mike, where can everybody find you?
You guys can find me on various social media sites at Captain K42. You can check out my quick thoughts on letterboxd.com/CoachK42. And you can follow Renegade Pop Culture on Facebook and Blue Sky at Renegade Pop Culture. You can also find us on Twitch at twitch.tv/Renegade Pop Culture. Find us on YouTube at Renegade Pop Culture or Organite Zero.
Yeah.
Find us on Podchaser. Consider supporting our Patreon at patreon.com/Renegade Pop Culture. Listen to all of our podcasts on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen. And last but not least, everything can be found at renegadepopculture.com. Need to escape? So do we.
Absolutely. And you can find me everywhere at Organite Zero, mainly on Twitch and YouTube. And if you're into cosplaying and convention going and such, you can go over to my Instagram over at Organite Zero, because that's where that all is kept. And until next time, we will see you all later. Bye.
Peace.